All right, what are we looking at here?
We're looking at a Marinemaster. Actually today they call this watch the Prospect 300, but basically it's a Marinemaster, a 140 years anniversary piece that was released in 2021, actually last year, limited edition for 3,000 pieces, and it was in Japan only 800 pieces left. The speciality of this watch is like this is like the for SEIKO. This is equivalent to a Submariner to Rolex, or a Seamaster to Omega, or a Blancpain 50 Phantom for Blancpain, you know?
You told me that this is the highest quality SEIKO diver that you can buy right before going to Grand SEIKO.
Yes, but with the exception of that SEIKO, yes, this is the best SEIKO diver that you can buy before you go to Grand SEIKO. But here is the thing: before you go to Grand SEIKO, you have the Prospect Lux LX, that is usually limited edition and made of titanium, and they are a little bit more, they are more double the price of this one. They actually usually go with Grand SEIKO Spring Drive. This is the later versions that they did. And then of course you have the SEIKO, usually limited editions that actually they do for the historic versions that come with the ever white special steel, like the one that we saw Jonathan show us yesterday. That this is also a SEIKO, but is already with a Grand SEIKO movement, and is a much better watch than this. But in the normal lineup, even so that this is a limited edition, in the normal lineup of SEIKO, because this watch have the blue and the black version, they are in the catalog, normal catalog, is the best SEIKO you can get.
So I have a question. If you said there's a Grand SEIKO movement inside the watch?
Is a Grand SEIKO undecorated movement.
Okay, so if there's a Grand SEIKO movement inside the watch, why doesn't it just say Grand SEIKO on the logo instead of SEIKO?
Well, if I could speak for SEIKO, I would know. I mean, I am not a SEIKO associate. I don't work in the corporate company, and I am definitely. I'm just a watch enthusiast, somebody that buy the watch. This question would be referred more to a Grand SEIKO or SEIKO executives, that they probably would give pretty much a good answer for it. The best answer I can give for it would be marketing.
Okay.
That would be the best answer that I would actually give. This watch doesn't have a back case. The whole watch is actually structured from the front. The whole movement is actually come from the front. It doesn't have a back case. And the reason they actually mentioned that this watch is a diver, statuary diver watch, is because usually, because it doesn't have a back case, it doesn't need Williams cape like what you have in the
Seamaster. Helium escape valve.
Yeah, you don't need that because you don't have because it's so much robust in the bag that usually the back will not pump, so you don't have a problem of for the watch to pump. Basically, it's a very thick watch, very robust. The bracelet here, he actually have this kind of glide lock mechanism that is reserved only for the Marinemaster and the Grand SEIKO divers that they have, the 200 diver and also 600 divers that they did 2 years ago as the limited edition. Seiko, by the way, make now also. I think they have all kind of Seikos. They are even more expensive than this one for almost like $4,000. That it doesn't have this mechanism is because this is reserved usually for the Marinemaster. This is a very interesting kind of a glide lock that you can completely close the bracelet and still adjust this on your wrist. And then when you open, you see I'm not going to open the bracelet, I just pump this back and I still can, so it's very kind of easy. This is actually how we say the safety lock, right? So now you cannot open. Very robust, how we say, workhorse.
Now tell me a little bit about the bezel. You were comparing it to Rolex?
This bezel rotation, and of course, I mean, we can say a lot of things, but the truth is that you need to go to a Seiko store if the bezel is not wrapped and you can have the opportunity to rotate, you're really going to understand the feeling of the rotation of and it perfectly aligned. I think I perfect aligned now? No, I didn't. Okay. A perfect align is a very, very good feeling. As an owner, and I'm going to say like this, as an owner of a Rolex, and an owner of a Seamaster, as an owner of a Black Bay 58, I can say that this is the best bezel feeling aside the Rolex Submariner.
Okay.
Or Rolex Diver.
Final question, how much did you pay for this one?
I pay for this watch 368,000 yen.
Wow, okay, that's about roughly 3,000 US.
Yeah.
That's substantial, but okay, it seems like it's worth it.
Yeah, and another thing that I can say, we all know how good the Super Luminova, the Lume of Seiko's are. And we always say that Rolex actually have the best Lume in the market. And it's true, Rolex have the best Lume in the market beside this specific watch. This watch is a Rolex Lume killer. When you lume this watch, is a torch.
Right.
Is the strongest lume that you can have in any Seiko, probably even including the Grand Seiko. This lume is amazing lume. This watch have a phenomenal lume. The Marinemaster have a sick lume. Always when I lume this watch, it looks sick, absolutely sick. And it does have, this watch actually comes with a Cerachrome bezel, and the reason I also mentioned that is because...
Is this one a Cerachrome?
Yeah, this is a ceramic bezel, and the lume is also up to the 20. Sorry, here, up to the 20. So you have lume up to the 20, the bezel lume. Not so strongly, but you do have a lume.
It's not really dark enough for it to show up.
It doesn't help.
It's a little bit better. I can see it a little bit. Right.
Okay, so you can see, yeah, we did the very rough, that's why I disappeared. I did a very roughly through the light there to try to lume. Of course, if we had the UV light, I could help even better, but the lume is a phenomenon in this watch. By the way, regarding weight, this is a full steel, 316L steel, standard steel watch. This watch just comes with the Seiko, especially in the Seiko lineup, a Seiko famous diamond shield, what Jonathan mentioned yesterday, because his watch doesn't have a diamond shield coating. but he doesn't supposed to be disappointed of it because his watch is actually better because his watch made of ever white special ever white steel that actually Seiko do only for that watches in the even the Grand Seiko don't get that steel yet. So this one is a standard 316L steel with diamond shield. And another thing is it does have, and this is usually preserved again only for Grand Seiko, but this watch does have the famous churasu or churasu, or however we call this, churasu polishing. Actually, that name comes from Germany. Actually, even though that it sounds so Japanese, I mean that machine that actually they're using for the polishing actually used to come from Germany, and it's a German usually a style of polishing. So.
All right. Well, this is a very nice watch here. I thank you for sharing it.
Yeah.